Why is the Jamaican coat of arms right here? Like, we use Jamaicans everywhere. Look at this. It's Jamaica. That's so funny. It's attached to this light post that's right next to this building. I don't know what it is. Let's go find out. The Jamaicans managed to open up a Jamaican restaurant in every single country in the world. So I have traveled to around 20 different countries, and what I still don't understand is how every single place I've visited, I've always met a Jamaican person who has married a local, has mixed Jamaican kids, and has opened up a Jamaican restaurant with the best Jamaican food in town, which is the only Jamaican restaurant in town. Like, I understand if you are a person of Chinese or Indian descent, because China and India literally incorporate around a third of the entire world's population, and because of colonization. But Jamaica is a tiny island from the Caribbean. So my question is, how did you even find this country to immigrate to, first of all? Again, if you really do not believe me, literally, wherever you are in the world, look up Jamaican restaurant in your country and you will find it.
Before anything else, Jamaicans, yes, Jamaicans carry Jamaicans along with them. Jamaicans have been migrating for more than 200 years, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, of course, unfortunately, there are some situations that might arise that will make Jamaicans actually come or return back to their country, like the Hurricane Melissa, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of Jamaicans, they are returning back to their country to help rebuild Jamaica, so that Jamaica is going to come back to its feet once again, ladies and gentlemen. And I am praying for Jamaica, because personally I had a lot of plans. By next year I wanted to go and travel to Jamaica, make friends in Jamaica, network in Jamaica. I had already even communicated to some friends in Jamaica that I'll be coming in next year, ladies and gentlemen. And also, also teach Jamaicans about Kenya, my own country. But I feel bad. I feel so bad because this Hurricane Melissa has ruined all my plans. I don't know whether it's the devil's work. I don't know what really happened, because on my side I feel so bad. Even the Jamaicans that I have been communicating with, I don't know, after the hurricane, things like went solo. Went so low. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, watch this video first of all, so that you can understand how Jamaicans have been migrating, and carrying along their own culture with them. No place like Jamaica, no people like Jamaicans. God bless Jamaican people. Yeah.
Use the word professional in a sentence for me.
Oh. Well, Jamaica is a lovely country, and anywhere in the world you go, you'll hear about Jamaican.
All right, so use the word professional in a sentence for me.
Professional. Jamaica is a lovely country, and it's somewhere you can come and work and build yourself. If you want to know how to run fast, come to Jamaica.
Okay. Right, so use the word professional in a sentence for me.
Jamaica land we love.
Okay, so use the word professional in a sentence for me.
I am a professional Jamaican.
So I was at a gas station in Roswell, Georgia, and if you're not familiar with Metro Atlanta, Roswell is a suburb here in Metro Atlanta, and it's very white. And all of a sudden, I look to my left, I look to my right. I'm like, wait, there gotta be a Jamaican nearby. There has to be a Jamaican nearby. I look to my left and I see this old Jamaican man. His name gotta be Desmond. His name gotta be his name gotta be Clovis or Clive. This older Jamaican man who kind of looked like Elephant Man, but he had on a Jamaican color marina. He had on the Jamaican flag wrapped around his head. He had on some shorts and those uncle slides, and he had like a Jamaican flag tied to his arm, blasting garnet silk. And then I looked in his car and I saw this older Jamaican lady in there like winding up herself. Her name, we're gonna call her Marcia. And all the white people, they were looking around like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on is Jamaican independence, and Jamaicans have a lot of pride. Happy Independence Day. Jamaica. And now back to Garnet Silk.
There's nowhere upon earth you can go and Jamaican people don't do it. Because if you can survive in Jamaica, you can survive anywhere in the world.
Yes, Jamaicans carry Jamaicans where go. Ladies and gentlemen, the places that Jamaicans have been migrating to, those places, they carry along their own culture, they carry along their own music, they carry along their way of doing things, they carry along even their own food, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, look at how many restaurants, look at how many Jamaican cuisines or restaurants are around the world, ladies and gentlemen. If a Jamaican is going to another place, be rest assured that you are going to find a Jamaican restaurant. You're even going to find a Jamaican restaurant in Antarctica at this point, ladies and gentlemen. There's one person, a non-Jamaican, was making videos and saying, you Jamaicans, do not migrate to Canada, stop migrating to United States of America. Do you know the history of Jamaican migration, you and Jamaican? Sometimes don't just make videos, don't just make reaction videos. Take time and be reading books, or go and Google facts and informations, go and read things. Don't just be opening your videos and, you're putting your big head there and making videos. You don't know even what you're talking about. Do you know the history of Jamaican migration? Do you know the history of Jamaican migration? Do you know that Jamaicans have been migrating for a very long time? For almost 200 years, Jamaicans have been migrating. And the places that they have been migrating to, they have been influencing those places. That's why they say the famous phrase, Jamaicans carry Jamaicans where go. Look at Costa Rica. Do you know when Jamaicans started migrating in Costa Rica? Jamaicans started migrating in Costa Rica as early as 1800. Between 1800 all the way to 1894, Jamaicans were migrating to Costa Rica. That was the first and the largest wave of Jamaicans migration to Costa Rica. The second wave happened between 1900 all the way to 1934. Do you know that these same Jamaicans in Costa Rica, they forced the Costa Rica government to adopt the 49th Constitution. This Constitution was to end racism, because racism in those areas was very rampant. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamaicans are the black liberators. When we say Jamaicans, when you say that Jamaicans are black liberators, you think we're just saying for the sake of saying. We have read. We do not just open videos and make reaction videos like you. We take time to read information, ladies and gentlemen. The Costa Rica government had to adopt a new constitution because there was a civil war that happened in Limon, Costa Rica, ladies and gentlemen. Because, you see, the Costa Rica government wanted new labor force. And because Jamaicans were very skillful, they recruited a lot of them. A lot of them worked in the banana plantation. Some of them also helped out in the completion of the railway line that was going through the Limon and some other places. Others also worked in the fruits company. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the history of Jamaican migration. History of Jamaican migration, ladies and gentlemen. Then there is Panama. Jamaican migration in Panama. Jamaican migration in Panama also dates back in the 18th century. A lot of Jamaicans were recruited to complete or to help out in the completion of the Panama Canal by the U.S. government, since the U.S. government took over this project from the French government. And during those days, there was also still racial segregation. I don't want to go so much into details. Now, you the person that is saying that Jamaicans should not migrate to other areas, then how are they influencing those areas that they are migrating to? How is it possible that Jamaicans are migrating to Limon and influencing the Limon in Costa Rica? Actually, Limon is called a small Jamaican in Costa Rica. You're the one that are saying that Jamaicans should not migrate. Do you know the history of Jamaicans' migration to Bronx, Harlem, in New York? Jamaicans started migrating to Harlem in New York in 1910 all the way to 1920. That was the first wave of Jamaican migration. They said, of course, they settled in places like Harlem, Bronx, in New York. And of course, when they were migrating in those areas, they were influencing those areas. As it was the norm of Jamaican people, ladies and gentlemen. We had famous people like Claude McKay. Marcus Garvey. Yes, of course, I know you know Marcus Garvey, but do you know Claude McKay? Do you know Claude McKay, the poet from Jamaica? Do you know that guy? I know you don't know. How can you know when you don't even read information, ladies and gentlemen? And of course, 1965, that was now the explosion of, Caribbean migration and African migration to New York, when the US government, they had to get rid of the racial quotas through adopting they had to change some things in the constitution so that they can also adopt other people from other areas, ladies and gentlemen. That is the history of Jamaican migration. It is so large. It is so large. I have not even touched about Limon. I have not even touched about Sierra Leone in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I love history. I love history. I like how Jamaicans are influencing people, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? Here in Kenya, for instance, when you go to different, clubs, you will see Jamaican flags all over. Jamaican flag, Jamaican flag, Jamaican flag. Everywhere you see Jamaican flag, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? And then you are saying that Jamaicans should stop migrating. That Jamaicans should stop going to places. They have to go. They have to migrate. It's the norm it's a culture. It's the norm. It's something that has been going on for almost 200 years. And it will never stop. If Jamaicans have been migrating from back then, they won't stop migrating now. Never.